Hello, my name's Scott. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
In this review, we're going to look at something that's a brand new release, but it's an old idea, but it brings new ideas with it. So that is the Shell game, and it's actually manufactured by Mai Bro, but presented by TCC. Before we get into this review, this is currently reduced from $60 to $49. This is a special price. This is going to be valid until September the 28th. So if you like what you see here, you have 2 days from when this review goes live to get it at a discounted rate. And also at TCC, if you use EverythingMagicPro as a discount code at checkout, you will get 15% off your entire order. Anything you do purchase with that discount code, TCC send me a little bit of money and that helps to support the channel. There will also be links to purchase this in the top pinned comment and the video description. But my TLDR on the Shell game is that it's basically a classic. The 3 shell game is a classic magic trick. If you're new to magic, it's a great magic trick to get started with. If you're a veteran in magic, then of course you will know this very well inside and out, but this does bring something new with it. I do also think that this is a very approachable version of the 3 shell game for beginners and people who haven't performed the 3 shell game before. And there is one very unique feature with this set of shells in particular, and we'll talk about that as we go through the review. But my TLDR is it's a good entry to the 3 shell game. It's relatively good value, but you will probably need some more resources in addition to this on the 3 shell game mechanics and routines. That's my TLDR. Let's get into a few more details. What is it? The 3 shell game is a classic of magic. It's an old swindle. It's a magic trick or a magic routine based on an old swindle, and that is where you take 3 shells and you will have a ball. So in this example, we will say the yellow ball, and you try to get people to bet which shell it's under. And in the guise of a magic trick, the ball magically transports between different shells. So it's kind of like the classic cups and balls, but miniaturized, and also a slightly different story and meaning behind the whole effect. But that's what it is. It's a old street swindle that's been made into a magic routine. What do you get with it? Well, you get these 3 very unique turtle shell inspired shells. Usually in the 3 shell game, these shells are walnuts or some version of a nut, and there are a few different designs of them as well, but they tend to be shells of nuts. And this is where this one is very unique. It's turtle shells, and they're made of a very good sturdy metal. They are nice and weighty, they feel really good quality, and that's about all there is to say about the shells themselves. You also receive this little packet of balls, so you have 3 red ones. These ones are a little bit softer. They're kind of like really miniature sponge balls. And then you receive 5 of the hard classic rubber balls that are used with basically every version of the 3 shell game. You also receive a link that goes through to a roughly 20-minute tutorial. The instructions are basic. It gives you a 4-phase routine. It shows you a handful of different moves to load these, to steal these, to do all of the sleight of hand and things that you need to do. And there are a couple on there that I really like that I haven't seen before, but I'm certainly far from an expert on the 3 shell game. That is what you receive when you purchase the shell game from TCC. How easy is it? Well, this is where the uniqueness of these shells come in, because they are built with this little lip in the shape that a turtle shell actually is. So it makes sense. And this little lip here actually makes some of the sleights even more easy, and it makes some of the displays even more deceptive than any other kind of 3 shell game set. So I would say that this is a very good set for beginners of the 3 shell game and people who don't have experience performing the routine. Anyone above that is going to find this really easy to pick up. So I think across the board, this is a fairly easy set to get you started with the 3 shell game routine. Reset time, it's instant. So you have the 3 shells, they do stack on top of each other, and then you have your balls. Generally, you will use 1 ball for the routine when you're moving the shells around and someone is trying to guess which shell the ball is under, and that's it. There isn't much more to reset than that. It just depends entirely on the routine that you're performing. So that will depend on you and what you prefer. But with what you receive with it, there is no real reset time. You are ready to go. And as soon as you finish the routine, you can perform it again for another group of people, for another table, for whatever situation you're performing in, or you can just pick the shells up, stack them on top of each other, put them in a little bag, or put them in your pocket, and you're done. Angles. So the angles are pretty good for this. Because of the way this works and the way that the shells are constructed and shaped, it gives you a really good illusion of when you pick the shell up, that you can basically have people pretty much surrounding you. And as any magician will know, this is a classic effect that's used in street performing. Although it's used in many other scenarios, it's very well known for street performers to perform a 3-shell game routine. And I think that's because the angles are so good for it, and also the fact that it has a history of being a street hustle. So I think that the angles are pretty much 360 degrees. You can do everything very easily without being detected, basically. But everything does have to be performed on a flat surface. It doesn't have to be a soft plush surface like a lot of 3-shell game sets, and that's due to the uniqueness of the design of these turtle shells. But as long as you have that flat surface, you can perform it with people all around you. And the pocket space is just as good. You're just looking at these 3 shells. I would say that these shells are roughly the size of a matchbox or something like that, something similar to that. They are not very big at all, like a walnut as well, like most 3-shell games. They're nice, they're compact, and they will fit anywhere easily, whether that's in a pocket in your backpack, in your trouser pocket, or anywhere. So the pocket space is really small, it's really slim, and it's easily portable. Plus, the fact that they are a good quality metal means that they will last a really long time wherever you're transporting these shells. And my final thoughts on these are that I think, much like I mentioned in the beginning of this review, I think this is a really nice set for basically beginners of the 3-shell game and people who haven't performed it before but would like to. And I say that because there's the design that makes it a little bit easier to do some of the sleights, and also it opens you up to a few more opportunities and a few more freedoms when you're performing it, where you don't get that with a generic set of nut or walnut shells. And I really like that. I also think that there's another really nice thing about these, and that's the fact that, of course, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They are a classic cartoon, toy, movie franchise, and I think that if you put a little sticker across each one of these, like the belt of the colors of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think that could be a really nice story or a really nice routine to go with the effect. And then you could maybe produce a rat, not a real live rat, unless you wanted to, of course. Your performance is your performance. But I mean like a toy rat, and you could talk about Shredder, or I forget, the Splinter is the other character. So I think that the shells themselves make everything a little bit more unique than other versions of the 3-shell game. And as I say, that's just a simple idea that I've been thinking of over the last few days while I've been playing with these, that you could put the sash, the ninja sash, across these and you could tell a story. Or you could just be really grim and you can say, you know, these are the leftovers of the turtles that I just ate for lunch. Or I think there's lots of things that you can say about this and stories you can tell that you can't necessarily do for 3 shells, as in nut shells. So I think that's something really unique to this. They're really good quality. The instructions are bare bones, but I think it's a really nice set. And I would like to say thank you to TCC for sending this to me for review. As I say, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you do purchase this. From the date of this review, this is going live on Thursday, the 26th of September, 2024. So you have 2 days, the 27th and the 28th, if you want that discount. And of course, use EverythingMagicPro as a discount code at checkout and you'll get 15% off your entire order, which of course does help the channel because I get a little bit of money from TCC for every purchase using my discount code. That's it for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you like this as much as I do. And if you do pick it up, leave a comment below and let me know what you think of it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review.